Thank you, Harris. All right, my name is Venkat. I'm here to introduce to all of you our brand new module, the AI-powered appraisal module. Okay, so before going into the AI aspect, right, I want to introduce appraisal first because, like I said, it's a new module that we have. So what is appraisal? It's basically our employee performance management system, or PMS in short. A lot of you would have used PMSs in your own organizations before. So essentially what appraisal module does is it helps you to record organizational success criteria. Different organizations have different success criteria. It could be outbound like sales performance, or it could be inbound like certain cultural values, or there's a lot of such criteria. So it helps record that, and once it's recorded, the second step is it helps to measure your employee performances against this success criteria, right? So, and the industry standard for doing this is through 360-degree feedback, right? And I am pretty sure a lot of you would know about 360-degree feedback. It's very common out there. So, but in a nutshell, what it is for an employee, the manager will rate the employee based on the success criteria, the subordinates will rate them, the employee themselves will rate themselves, plus their peers will rate them. So it's basically all around feedback about an employee's performance against the success criteria, right? So it helps do that, and finally help gather insights and data, right? So I claim myself to be strong in something. Am I really strong? My peers would know. So that kind of hidden strengths or blind spots or actual strengths, these kind of insights could be received with the appraisal module or PMS in general. So this is kind of an industry standard, right? Every PMS module does this, exactly this. So why did JustLogin venture into doing this? To answer that question, right, I would like to refer back to a Gartner report that talks about the hurdles in adopting 360-degree feedback. I have seen this firsthand myself. I know how stressful my own HR team is at that time of the year when they're supposed to prepare the appraisals and send it across to all the employees, make sure they all do it, and on time also, then moderate it. So it's a huge thing. So there's a lot of hurdles that are there. And according to Gartner, the first thing is it's onerous work. It's a lot of work to do, just like what I said. Right? So it's a lot of work, and as a result, it's time-consuming as well, right? And this is not the only HR activity to be done at that time of the year, right? You still need to do payroll processing. You still have other paperwork to do. So along with that, this is going to take up your time. And finally, the last hurdle, according to Gartner, is technical complexities. Okay? The technology or the tool that you choose to do the 360 feedback with, right, that can add on to the timing and effort that you need to run the 360 feedback. Okay? So in terms of setting up the employee data, finding the format that your tool allows you to import it in, then setting up the manager structure, the subordinate structure, the entire hierarchy, it takes time, right? So this is what we in JustLogin were trying to solve when we came out with the appraisal module, okay? And how do we solve it? How did we solve it, right? So number one, it is integrated with our people module. To those of you who know our people module, it's actually the employee repository that has all the data in it. So what that means is that the employee information, including the full name, the designation, the departments, and even the reporting structure, who's the manager, who else is reporting to this employee. All these information are already available in Just People and readily pulled into the appraisal module. Okay? And the second way we are trying to remove the hurdles is through the JustLogin AI framework. We launched generative AI integration with JustLogin 1 year ago, last September. And we've been going very strong now. You just witnessed with Casey what all we could do with AI. So the JustLogin AI framework was very, very strong. Later on, even my other colleagues, when they present, you will get to see how this framework helps JustLogin's modules, right? So the integration with this JustLogin AI framework is also one of the key ways in which we will reduce your hurdles and challenges, okay? So now, unveiling for the first time, the AI-powered appraisal module. So we are going to keep simplicity and efficiency at its core. So we are going to just talk about 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3 on how you can use this module, okay? Step 1, you configure it. You set it up basically during the, whenever it's time to do the review cycle. And then next, once you launch it, you monitor and moderate the entire 360-degree feedback that's going on. And finally, gather insights. Okay? Now, let's see how our system helps you to do these 3 steps easily, if I can say that. Okay? So let's start with setting it up first. So like I said, this is the UI that is used to actually set up the review cycle itself, or the 360 feedback cycle. So your success categories for the company can be, or the success criteria could be entered in the category over there. It could be leadership skills, it could be sales performance, it could be anything, right? And then you have the option to add multiple categories like that. And under each category, you could add a lot of questions. Basically, your employees will be rated across these questions and across these success criteria. Okay, so let's take a look at how that is done. You have the question title there, and you can see a preview of that here as you type it. And then you can add on a lot of information like description, tooltip, and you can even change the type of question. This is an example of a free text question, which is an open-ended question to describe some behaviors of the employee, right? So this is okay, this is flexible. But you got to do it for, say, 10 categories and across maybe 10 questions across each category. Would we want you to do that? No, we don't. We don't want you to do that. That is why our AI framework comes into the picture and tries to help you sort this out. So look at this version of it where AI is there. It's integrated with the AI framework. Once I enter the category name over there, I'm just going to press this button and see what it does. Just looking at the category itself, or the success criteria itself, it actually fetches industry standard questions that are usually relevant for the 360-degree feedback. And it takes the liberty also to identify some rating scale questions and also some open text questions. And then, of course, if it's too much, you can delete it. If it's too little, you can add on more. Or, it's completely flexible. So the AI is just going to recommend the questions to you, and you can take it from there. Okay? So that's how AI can help with this. Next, just a few more steps to set the thing up is, of course, you're going to choose the list of employees who are going to be part of the appraisal itself. All these information are from the people module. You don't need to set this up at all. Okay? And then you also saw, maybe let me replay the video if you haven't seen this here. So after selecting the employees, right, when I choose the relationships that are part of this review cycle, right, you would notice that the employees here gets automatically picked up as well. So who are the employees who will be doing the self-review? Who are the employees who will be doing the manager review? And so on. So this is being fetched from people module as well. So you don't need to set it up. Okay? So with this, the basic setup is done, but of course you have the choice to do fine-tuning of this as well. So for example, you want the sequence of the appraisal to go in a specific order. You want self-reviews to be done first, followed by manager, and then upward, and then the peer. Of course, you can do that. We have a preset for that here, readily available. But if you want to change it, of course, you have the freedom to change it. So that's there. And other fine-tunable features like, what kind of, who should be notified when someone completes the review cycle, or, should it be anonymous, non-anonymous? So you have all those nitty-gritty details. So we have defaults for some of it. Some of it you can choose to key in yourself, okay? So these are the details that you can set up. And once done, you can launch the cycle, okay? It's going to be like that. Once it is launched, you're into the monitor and moderate phase. This is kind of like our control panel or our dashboard where you can have a bird's eye view of the entire cycle that's going on. Okay, so you can see a big progress bar of the entire cycle here, and then you can see individual relationship-based progress also here, and then individually you can also see the tick marks against the employees who did complete their cycles. Okay, so as the cycle progresses, the progress bar also moves across, and it keeps moving. And in case you want to see what responses each one has given, and then you want to moderate it. Because I'm pretty sure not every department in your organizations are rating employees the same way. There could be biases involved, right? There could be employees who rate very nicely to their friends and not so much good rating for other people. So there are certain biases, right? So the HR can then come here, click on the edit icon, and then see what ratings have been given there, and then take a judgment call on whether this is fair or whether a moderation need to be done on top of it. And this comes with an audit trail as well. Okay? Along with it, we have something else cool as well. We call this our comparison view. So what you can do is, you can click on this button here, and it opens up this pop-up where you can compare side by side the responses given between self and other people. It could be one person or aggregated multiple people, and it's aligned with the question. So when you see this in this perspective, right, you can actually see where you stand as an employee and where an employee stands on a HR's perspective side. Okay? So this is what we call the comparison view, and this helps monitor and moderate. Finally, in terms of gaining insights, we actually have 3 reports right now, and we are also trying to add on more reports into this as well. So one of the reports that we have is the rating report, where you can see every employee's rating across every other employee and how the average has been for that. The next one is individual performance summary, where you can see across every employee what are the ratings given for them across each question and success criteria. Okay? And finally, you have something cool. This is the radar report. So what this does is, you can actually mouse over the thing, and then you can see the entire radar. The radar has the axis as the success criteria. So if the company has these success criteria, right, you will be able to find out which areas the employee has strength in and which areas there's a gap or a blind spot. Okay, so we have all of this, and as a cherry on top of the cake, right? Like I said, we are integrated with JustLogin's AI framework. So it won't be a surprise if a chatbot comes into this module as well, where you can just chat and ask, what are my blind spots? What do I think is my hidden strength? So I can ask all of that, and then I can get the information. So yeah, that's all, guys. This is the appraisal module powered by AI. The module is there on the booths also. So after the entire event, you can give it a shot, try it out yourselves. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone.